Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video has been so much fun to film. I'm going to be showing you how I got this very festival inspired makeup look. I think this look would be perfect to wear to a festival, and I decided to do it now because as much as Coachella's already been and gone, there are so many other festivals still yet to come. So if you are interested to see how I got this festival makeup look, then please just keep on watching. And I have already done my eyebrows off camera just because I feel like my eyebrows don't really have any relevance in today's makeup look, because I've done them how I always usually do them. So I will link my eyebrow routine down below if it's something that you want to see. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is using some Smashbox Photo Finish Hydrating Primer. I think it's really important to use some primer, especially when you're going to a festival, because you'll obviously want your makeup to last all day and all night. So for foundation today, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Foundation. It looks like this. This is definitely a full coverage foundation and it is drugstore, so I would definitely recommend picking this up if you are looking for a full coverage drugstore foundation. And of course I'm going to be blending that in with my Ruta Eats Beauty Blender. My foundation is in the shade 21 Golden Sand, just in case you were interested. You can definitely see how full coverage it is just by looking at my face now. So this was just one normal coat and it's covered all my redness. And for concealer today, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Rewind Concealer, which looks like this. To set down that concealer, I'm going to be using the the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, which looks like this. I'll show you the bottom. And I'm just going to apply that with my beauty blender. Now instead of leaving this to bake under my eyes, I'm just going to be pressing this into my skin so that it just melts into my skin and sets the concealer. And I'm also going to be using that translucent powder to set the rest of my face, just using the Morphe M439 brush, which looks like this. So now to bronze the skin, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. The packaging doesn't actually look like this. Basically I ordered something off their website, and normally you can get like little testers that come in the post with it, and I chose to try out the Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. But to be honest, I'm really impressed with the tester size. This is the pan and I reckon this is gonna like take me ages to use up, so basically to me it's equivalent to the full size version, so I'm really happy with that. I also really like this bronzer. So I'm just going to be warming up the face with this, just applying this on the perimeters of my face, so just on my cheekbones, forehead, maybe a bit on my chin, and I like to just take it down the sides of my nose as well. And then just to tidy up that bronzer, I'm going to be using the Smashbox Contouring Palette, which looks like this. And I'm just going to be taking the banana shade from the palette and using the Morphe M439. I'm just going to neaten up the bronzer. I'm just going to take this highlight shade just under my eyes just to brighten up my face a little bit more. For blusher today, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Blush Paint Palette. It looks like this, and this is definitely my favourite blusher palette from the drugstore. I think these shades are all so pretty. The pigment is insane and the blusher palette also smells really nice, so it's a win-win to be honest. And I'm going to be taking this end shade right here because I feel like this is the most corally shade out of all of them, and I want to look a bit corally today for my festival look. So I'm just going to obviously apply that with a big fluffy brush. This one is from a brand called You Spicy. I've never heard of this before. I just got it in a little set, I believe, off Amazon, so just sort of like a cheap brush. You can use Eco Tools or anything like that will be equivalent to this. So. And for highlight today, which I've been looking forward to this whole time I've been filming, I'm going to be using the NYX Duochromatic Highlighter, and this is in the shade Lavender Still. It looks like this. These are insane, like their pigment is absolutely amazing. So this one, Lavender Still, has a reflex of like purple in it. You'll be able to see when I apply it, and I'm just going to be using a Smashbox fan brush. I also just applied that highlighter just down the bridge of my nose, a bit on my cupid's bow and on my chin. And now just to set my face makeup in place, stop it from looking a little bit powdery, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. It looks like this. And I'm just going to spritz that all over my face. And now for the exciting part, which is eyeshadow. So I'm going to be using the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette today. This is definitely one of my favourite palettes, and I don't think I even need to explain why. You guys can clearly see for yourself why it is. Okay, so the first colour I'm going to take as my transition colour is this colour here. This shade is called Burnt Orange. It's just like a burnt orange shade, and I'm going to be using the Morphe M504 brush to apply that, and it's just this big fluffy brush right here, so any big fluffy brush that you have will do. So I'm just going to be applying this into my crease and above it up to my brow bone. So once you've applied that shade, now with a slightly more defined brush, this is the Zoeva 227 Luxe brush. It looks like this, so it's just slightly more pinched. I'm going to be dipping into the shade Real Gar, which is this dark orange shade at the bottom. I'm just going to be applying this basically where I applied the first shade, but just keeping it a lot lower into the crease. This is just going to give me a lot more definition. And then to blend that colour out, I'm going to be just using that Morphe M504 fluffy brush that we first used, and just go over it with no product on the brush, just to blend them two colours out together. I'm going to be dipping into the shade Love Letter, which is this shade right here. This is definitely my favourite shade in the palette, and to apply this shade I'm going to be using a Smashbox brush. This doesn't, unfortunately, this doesn't have a number on it. It just came in a set, but it's slightly more of a tapered brush. It comes to like a point. So I'm just going to be applying that Love Letter shade just on the outer corner here. Basically where I applied that darker orange shade, but I'm bringing this pink shade slightly more onto my actual lid. See, I'm still keeping it low in the crease, but I'm just applying the shade mainly onto my lid, and then I'm going to blend it out with that big fluffy brush, the Morphe M504 brush that we first used, with no product on the brush, just to blend it out with the other colours. So once you're happy with how them three shades have blended out on your lid, now it's time for the exciting part, which is glitter. So I'm going to be using the NYX Glitter Primer for today. It looks like this. I would definitely recommend buying this if you want to purchase and getting glitter. I would always recommend using a glitter glue if you want to apply glitter, just because if the glitter has nothing to stick to, then you can imagine it's going to get extremely messy. And to apply the glue, I'm going to be using the Zoeva 226 smudger brush. It looks like this. It's a very sort of rounded, flat, synthetic brush, so I think it's perfect to get that nice shape. I'm not going to exactly be cutting my crease, but I'm just going to be applying this glue everywhere where I want to apply the glitter, which is mainly just on my lid. So all you need is a very small amount on the brush, and I'm just going to be applying this. Oh, that's probably a bit too much. I'll do it on the other lid as well. I'm just going to be applying this glue just on my eyelid. I'm not going to apply it where I applied that dark pink shade, just because I don't want to cover that up, as that gives the definement of the look. So I'm just going to keep this glue halfway across my lid. And for glitter today, I'm going to be using the NYX Face and Body Glitter. Looks like this. This is in the shade Crystal. So it's basically like a silvery glitter with multicoloured flecks in it. So I think this is going to look really pretty on the eyelid. So the glitter looks like this. You can see it's really pretty. It has all those multicoloured flecks in it, and it's mainly like a silver glitter. And I'm just going to be applying that with the same brush that I applied the glue with. And I'm literally just going to tap that glitter everywhere where I applied the glue. And then what I usually like to do, just to try and blend out that harsh line where the glitter is, using that same brush that I used to apply the glitter, I just kind of like to drag the glitter a little bit further, just to try and blend out that harsh line. And then I will use that big Morphe M504 brush that we used, and just go over the eyeshadow just to get off that like excess glitter. And then just to blend that glitter out a little bit more, I will dip back into that Love Letter shade and just re-intensify the outer crease. And I'll try and blend this pink colour in with that glitter, just so there's not such a harsh line and contrast from the eyeshadow and the glitter. I'll even bring that eyeshadow just slightly on the glitter as well, just to make sure them two are definitely blended out. So you can see I just applied that pink shadow actually on the glitter as well, just slightly, just so it has that sort of ombre effect and it's not such a harsh line. So I went and did the other eye off camera, and I'm already obsessed with how this look is going so far. So now I'm just going to be applying the eyeshadow on my lower lash line. So I'm just going to be repeating the same steps as I did on my upper lid. So I'm just going to be applying the burnt orange shade all over my lower lash line, and then the Real Gar shade just in the outer corner, and then the Love Letter shade just like right in the outer corner. So I'm just going to be repeating the same steps basically. And for my lower lash line, I'm going to be using just this Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. It's like a double-ended one. It looks like this. You get this when you buy one of their palettes. It's just the brush that sort of comes in the palette. So I'm just going to be using that fluffier side just to apply the eyeshadow on my lower lash line. So you can see I just basically repeated the exact same steps as I did on top, just on my lower lash line. And now to just deepen up my eyes a little bit more, I'm just going to be taking just a black eyeliner pencil, and this is the NYX No. 7 Jet Black Slide On Glide On eye pencil. So it looks like this. I love these ones because they're really creamy, so they do definitely just slide on really nicely. And I'm just going to be lining my tight line just to make my lashes look a little bit more fuller. So basically your tight line is just like your upper waterline. So if you know what your waterline is, which is just this part here, tight line is just basically the one above. So I'm just going to be lining the tight line, and this will just give the appearance of my eyelashes looking a lot more fuller. So just to show you quickly, I've tight lined this one and I haven't tight lined this eye, so you can just see there's a slight difference. It just makes my upper lash line just look a lot more dark and fuller. And then just to brighten up my eyes a little bit more, I'm going to be taking the NYX Wonder pencil, and this is in the shade No. 1 Light, and I'm just going to be applying this on my lower waterline. So for mascara today, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. It looks like this. This is just my favourite mascara in the whole entire world, definitely my favourite drugstore mascara anyway. I'm going to just be curling my lashes first with these NYX eyelash curlers, and then just applying this on my top eyelashes and my bottom eyelashes. So for lashes today, I'm going to be using the Ardell Wispy Lashes. I'm really sorry I don't actually have the box for these because I have used them several times before, but they look like this. They're not the double band one, they're just a normal banded one, and they look like this. So they're really pretty. Why? So they're really pretty, nothing too much, but at the same time they give a nice bold lash. So lashes are on, and I must say it took a lot longer than I anticipated. These lashes I've definitely seen the last few days, so I'm definitely going to have to throw these out after today. But now I'm going to highlight my inner corners just to brighten up the look even more. So I think I'm going to dip into the Modern Renaissance palette again, and I'm probably going to use the shade here. This is the shade Vermeer, and it's just a champagne-y highlight shade, and I'm just going to apply that in my inner corners. Okay, so now time for the fun part, which is sequins, and this is definitely going to give the festival vibe to the look. So basically there's this Instagram page called Sparkle Big Glitter, I believe. I will link her page down below, so make sure you go and check it out. But she sells loads of little glitters and sequins like this. So I ordered mine a couple months back now, and they came in this little fairy bag, which is really, really cute. So I ordered a couple glitters, some like star sequins, and these, which I'm going to be using today. So these are just sort of multicoloured round sequins. They look like this. These are insanely affordable. I believe I paid £2 or £3 for each one. Altogether it cost me about £12 to have 4 pots of different glitters. So I'll definitely link her page down below, so make sure you go and check that out. And to apply these sequins, I'm going to be using the NYX glitter primer again, just because these are sequins, so these are going to work with any glue. I believe she does sell glue, but because I have glitter glue, I thought that would work just as good. And to apply the glue, I'm again going to be using a You Spicy brush. I definitely think I got this set from Amazon, so if I am correct, definitely go and check out Amazon. But it's just a really, really small, detailed, flat synthetic brush. So I'm going to be applying this glue just in little dots, just outlining the shape of my brow. And this is where I'm going to be applying the sequins. And to apply the sequins, I like to just take a pair of tweezers just so that it's easier to pick them up. I believe these are just from Boots, you can get tweezers anywhere. And I'm just going to pick up just one sequin at a time and apply it just literally where I applied the glue. You can see already how iridescent they are, they're really, really pretty. So I've applied the sequins, just outlining the shape of my brow, and look how effective it is. It's so easy to do, and I really think this just changes the whole look entirely. So I think I'm also going to apply them sequins just in the inner corners here, and I may apply just one in the middle of my lower lash line. Okay, so I think I've applied the sequins everywhere where I want to apply them. I think the really cool thing about sequins as well is that you can apply them just wherever you want, and same goes for glitter. If you wanted to apply glitter as like highlight, you can, or I think some people have it like as if they're like crying glitter all over their face, so that looks really pretty as well. But I think I'm going to keep it like this for now. So now that the eyes are complete, the only thing left to do is lips. So for my lipstick, I'm going to be using the NYX Cosmetic Metallic Liquid Lipstick. It looks like this, and this is in the shade number 8, Speed of Light. Now this is my first time using a metallic liquid lipstick or any metallic lip product at all, but I really thought this would just sort of finish the look off, and it would definitely have that festival vibe to it. So guys, that does bring us at the end of today's makeup tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure you give it a massive thumbs up for me and hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you also hit that little bell next to the subscribe button, and that will notify you for all of my videos. Make sure you guys let me know down in the comments below what videos you want me to film next. I'm thinking of doing like a makeup challenge next. I'm thinking of doing the opposite hand challenge, so doing my full face of makeup using my opposite hand, which God knows how that's going to turn out. It's going to be awful. But make sure you guys let me know what sort of videos you want to see next. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.